Welcome, nature detectives. I'm Conrad Baker. I'm an outdoor educator with the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation at Letchworth State Park, and today I have a nature mystery for you. I'm here where the woods meets a well-mowed, well-maintained field. This can be a hard place for a lot of different kinds of plants to make a living, but some of them do really, really well out here. I'll show you one of them that once you start seeing it, you'll notice it absolutely everywhere. I'll show you what it looks like. Right here. Now, this is a teeny little piece of a plant that you might notice in your neighborhood. I think we can use our nature tools to figure out what it is and how it helps us every single day. We'll use just two nature tools today, our eyes and our fingers. The first nature clue that we can use to figure out what this is its color. I think it's really easy to pick this plant out even at a distance because its color is so eye-catching. This is bright yellow, and the stalk part, the plant part of it, is nice and classic green. Nice yellow and nice green. Not a lot of different kinds of colors, but very eye-catching, especially at a distance. Second nature clue that we can use to figure out what kind of plant this is, speaking of distances, is where it grows. This kind of plant really likes to grow in open fields and ditches and alongside roads and on old construction sites and in places that you normally wouldn't see a lot of kinds of plants even being able to grow at all. This kind of plant loves those kinds of areas. It does really, really well, grows really quickly and spreads out and takes over that little area really effectively. It's a wonderful, really tough, hardy plant that can grow in very nutrient-poor soils that don't have a lot of water or a lot of history of being occupied by plants. Not a lot of nutrients in soil like that. This kind of plant does very well there. And the third nature clue that we can use to figure out what this is its shape. Looking really closely at it, you might notice that the top petal, the top colored part, curves up. It's like a big lip that curves back, kind of like the backboard on a basketball hoop. And then if we grab that top part and peel it back, we notice the bottom part sticks way out from the rest. Sticks way out for the rest in a long, curved, pointy shape. That is very interesting and will help us to tell what this is. Let's put all our nature clues together. This is a flower that has a long, curved, pointy thing on the bottom, and the top curves back like the backboard of a basketball hoop. It is yellow and green, and it likes to grow in dry, nutrient-poor soils like meadows, fields, lawns, parks, things like that. This must be bird's foot trefoil. Bird's foot trefoil is a really important plant to humans because it likes to live in those nutrient-poor areas, and it likes to start the nutrient cycle back up again where it hasn't been running. Remember when we said that the bird's foot trefoil likes to live in places like old construction sites? It doesn't just stop there. Sometimes it'll live in places like old abandoned mines, places that have been totally torn apart and all the rocks and soil has been totally removed, and it's just bare rock that's never had any plants on it ever before. Bird's foot trefoil is really good at growing in soil like that. When this plant grows up and matures and dies, its nutrients go back into the soil and help to enrich it and begin the cycle of reforesting and rehabitating that soil. Really, really important. One of the first plants to start rebuilding an ecosystem, a community of living things, from bare, disturbed soil like that. Super important. Bird's foot trefoil also happens to be a really important plant that they add in mixes of alfalfas and legumes for livestock, animals like cows, animals that feed us with milk and meat. It's a really important plant, nutritious, to feed livestock, to feed human beings. And bird's foot trefoil has that funny little claw on the bottom. I like to pull back the top and look at that claw. And that gives bird's foot trefoil its other name, witch's claw. The witch's claw. I really like that name. I think it's really, really cool and spooky sounding. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Nature Mystery. If you have any questions about bird's foot trefoil, also known as witch's claw, you can pop a comment in the comment section below the video. Share this video with your friends to put their nature detective skills to the test. And as always, like Letchworth State Park's Facebook page to stay tuned for more nature mysteries.